anybody close to me, but I won't stop, no. I won't stop, no. I won't stop, no. I can't stop.
Gosh, I miss you guys. Episode number 9, almost to double digits. I am almost caught up. That's nowhere close to the truth. I am not caught up. This is the first week of July, and this was before meet prep. So let's see. Let's just get right into it. We're almost to double digits. That's cool. So episode number 9, leading off with Axle bench for rep days, and this was 5 sets of 6 at 135. I switched to using the axle bar, which was, it's interesting because I wanted to get something different in my hands before I started meet prep, where I was only going to be benching with a straight bar. So I wanted to use something a little bit different. My axle bar bench really isn't too far off of what my normal bench is. It's got a good carryover for me. It just gives me a little bit more area to press with. So honestly, I just wanted something different in my hand. This bar is massive. I wish there was like an in-between one that wasn't like 14.5 inches thick. But I had to make do because that's what my gym has. So I did 5 sets of 6, 135. That was a PR. Fancy. After that, I moved to doing my 1 incline movement for the week, which was incline dumbbells, which did 3 sets of 20, because I love reps, and I just love hitting my upper chest like that. So I did 3 sets of 20 at 40-pound dumbbells. Also, I know I got a few questions about this. I don't track PRs over 10. If it's over 10, it's cardio, and I don't need it. Honestly, if it's deadlifting and it's over like 2, it's cardio and I don't need it. But really, in all honesty, my PR sheet goes up to 10 reps, and anything over 10 reps I kind of just track on my own. So I have no idea if that's PR or not. July 10th, we went down to Thirst because Laura was actually going to get some practice wrapping, because we don't know if I don't want to pull Brandon away from the gym for this weekend if he needs to be at his gym and he can't wrap me. So Laura decided to come down. She learned how to wrap my knees. So she now wraps me when I have to take my heavy squat days here when I'm not at Brandon's. So we went down there for this day, and this is what I was talking about in the last video. This is how I would ideally set up my chain stuff instead of how I have to set it up at the other gym where I have the long chains. These are the feeder chains. So it's got these feeders where the chains are closer to the ground. I got much more carryover. We used a safety squat bar, again, because I wanted to switch it up. I'm awful at this high bar position, and so is Laura, so we decided that was good. And then we switched away from using bands just to switch it up, because once meet prep starts, there's really not going to be very much variation. It's just going to be tried and true stuff that I know is going to carry over and help get me to that meet stage of hitting the numbers that I want to hit. So I hit 155 for my 10 sets of 2, and then Laura hit 115, and she only did 1 chain on each side for her 10 sets of 2. Once we finished the actual speed work, we decided to do a 5 rep max. We both hit PR, so that was exciting. I hit 175 for 5, and then Laura hit 135 plus the chains. Each chain is roughly it's roughly 22 pounds when it's fully off the ground, so I'm assuming that they're about halfway off the ground. I've got half the chain weight on there at the very top. So I'm estimating I have 40 pounds in total of chains on there. I'm estimating she's got 20 pounds-ish. Now those aren't exact, and they change as you move through the range of motion, but for the sake of argument, we're going to round it to 40 and 20. Thursday, I was back here at our local gym, and I'm using the axle bar for everything. And again, instead of using bands, I use chains, the ones that I don't like, that are very long, but whatever. You gotta make do with what you can. I did this, and I kind of switched up the rep range. Usually people do 5x5 for like strength work, but I decided to use it for speed work. So I dropped the weight a little bit, added chains, and I added the axle bar just to give my body one last kind of variation before I hit meet prep. Then after that, I hit a closer grip on the axle bar for an 8 rep max. I hope you enjoy my crotch shot here. I'm sorry, I need to work on getting better angles. There's chains on the end of this, but I got a PR of 120 plus the chains, so that's exciting. July 12th, moving into the max effort day of the week. My movement, guess what bar I used? The axle bar, good guess. I did my 3 rep max, but I did floor pressing. When I do floor pressing, I do this so I can get, just basically take my back and my leg drive out of it. It helps me, it lets me hit my triceps a little bit more. I was going for a 3 rep max. I hit 220. That's what this weight is here. I got 2 by myself, and then he helped me. My boy Brandon actually did a really good job spotting. He didn't actually touch it until I needed him to, and then he helped me out with it. But I got 2 clean reps on my own, and then he helped me out with the 3rd one. And then I did my rep work at 185. For floor press, I know some people put their feet up. I like to just dead fish it. I like to completely take everything out except for my triceps and chest, which I'm shooting for. I take all my leg drive out. Really, you don't get a whole lot of leg drive if you put your feet up, but I just don't. So that's just how I've always done mine. Now we're on to the exciting day of the week, which was the squat day, where I tried and basically went as heavy as I could, trying to get a good number of what to gauge off what I should be programming for on this meet. So we start out with 305, which moved really well. Again, my biggest issue is just keeping my upper back tight, leading with my traps, because with the wraps, they give me such a pop out of the hole that my body's just not used to it, and my default is to just collapse with my shoulders and my chest. So I've got to focus on that. That's my big takeaway. So the next one, I jumped up to 325, which is a 20-pound jump, which is a pretty good sized jump for me. Moved pretty well. Honestly, it felt heavy. Once I started getting this 325, felt extremely heavy. And you can see at the very top, I kind of had to take a second to let it settle, just because it was so much more weight than I was used to. It's just a different ball game, and it just felt different. I'm not used to having to stabilize the weight. So again, my hips kind of shot up. I need to lead with my traps a little bit more. That's going to be the nitpicky thing that I'm going to pick apart on every single one of these. Even this top set of 330 moved really well. I definitely had more in the tank, but that's where we shut it down for the day, was at 335. So 335 is now my new PR. I think going into this meet, we're going to program to be around a 345, 350. I would absolutely love to hit a 350 squat. That would be awesome. But we're going to play that one day by day. I think I can hit it. I think I need to get used to these wraps a little bit more, and Laura and I are really working them out, and it's really helping out right now, and I feel really confident under this weight. I just need to get used to holding that weight on my back and stabilizing it a little bit more. In order to kind of hit my upper back and just force myself to keep it tight, I used a different bar than I've ever used. You guys probably have never seen this bar. It's called a spider bar. It's a combination of a safety squat bar and a cambered bar. So it's the safety squat bar where it kind of rests over your shoulders, but then it's cambered so the weights actually hang down by your elbows. And what this does is this just forces me to keep my upper back completely locked in, and it forces me to lead with my traps, and if I don't, it's going to throw me forward, and I'm probably going to eat it. So that's why I love this bar, because it's going to have a great carryover. I thought it was really great to use it. I don't have access to this bar at my normal gym, so I want to take full advantage of it whenever I can. Also, this bar, I don't remember if I said this or not, this bar weighs a metric ton. The bar is 80 pounds. So that's exciting, I guess. But that's why this is 170 pounds with only a plate on each side. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you having patience with Alex, even though he is a quarter of a century behind on everything. It really means a lot to me. We'll be back next week, which truly won't be a week, but next episode will be episode 10, which is exciting because we're going to be to double digits, so I hope you stay around for next week. I will see you guys then. I love you guys. Goodbye.